forgot to mute us.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Welcome back to Going Beyond the Castle. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a normal week if we didn't have tech issues.
I know. It's always something.
It's bad. It's like we
At
don't
least my
know how to-
headphones connected, like with no problem tonight. So that
Yeah,
was a
my
shocker.
headphones also connected with no problem. So I guess we have that going for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Riverside did not want me to join and run the podcast tonight. So that's always exciting. Lori, how's your
Yeah.
week?
It's going. It's going.
That's
Hey,
a
it's
really
the weekend
nice
for me
way of
now
put-
because I'm off tomorrow. So
me too.
yes, I do have to get up at 4:30 though to go to the gym. That sucks.
Oof.
I know.
I was also gonna try and go to the gym tomorrow. We'll see if it actually happens.
Although I could say, hey, I'm not going to go with you in the morning. I'm going to go later. See how that goes. But yeah, I probably won't go.
Yeah, you let me know how that goes with Daddy Josh. I don't know that it would go over well with him. Anyways, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us on Going Beyond the Castle podcast, welcome. My name is Ashley Rude, and I am joined by my lovely friend, Lori Talamo. Lori, say hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are here weekly on Thursday evenings, blessing your ears, talking about Disney, talking about travel, talking about cruising every once in a while. I know absolutely nothing about cruises, but Lori knows everything about cruises, so we kind of balance each other out.
Yes.
If you're looking to find us on social media, we are at Going Beyond the Castle podcast everywhere you can find a social media: TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. We have a website, goingbeyondthecastle.com. There you can find some weekly episodes, little about me sections, and some other things that we are always trying to keep refreshed and working on, which reminds me I need to update our episodes on the website.
There you go.
Did I get it all? Did I cover it?
I think so.
I
You're doing a
feel
great
very
job.
out of my element because I've got my laptop instead of my computer. It's just not my usual jam. As always, we always like to start off the episode with some news. A little bit of news drop today. Our 2026 Disney Legends were announced today, and amongst them are my favorite, the Jonas Brothers. Most people would be The Rock or Bob Iger or even Lin Manuel Miranda, but I am a
Yeah.
Jonas Brothers girly through and through.
Sweet. And
Um,
Susan Egan, that's who I saw at the Candlelight Processional.
yep. Well, we got
Otherwise, I
Susan
wouldn't have
Egan.
known who that was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lineup goes: Bob Iger is kicking it off. Anne Hathaway, the one and only Princess Diaries. Susan Egan, the Jonas Brothers. Kim Irvine, I believe her mother was Leota Toombs, the Madame Leota from Haunted Mansion. Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Lin Manuel Miranda. It's a pretty all star lineup if you ask me. I was trying to convince Gabby to go to D23, and now I feel like we have to because the Jonas Brothers. Hello.
Yeah. Is that August?
Yeah, and tickets just dropped
Right.
today too,
Yeah.
or something about it just dropped today. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want tickets to D23, they should be dropping relatively soon. So jump on that. Do you have any insights on that, Lori,
I do not.
as far as tickets and
Um,
everything like that?
no, I can look it up though.
I had it pulled up. I don't know where it went though.
Let's see. D23 tickets. Oh, it came up right away. Gold members, which I am, have a special opportunity to purchase tickets starting on Monday, March 31st.
Oh, that's like Monday.
Yeah. And then it doesn't say when everyone else can. Oh, you can get on a ticket wait list.
Oh,
Wow, this is okay. This is weird. Ticket sales begin for gold memberships. This says April 2nd, but I guess they have like a preview sale on March 31st. But then it doesn't say when. Bless you.
thank you. I tried to mute and I didn't make it in time.
But it doesn't say when regular tickets go on sale.
Never, because they'll be sold out by all the D23 Gold members.
Oh, here we go. Nope, because that's the date of the event is August. I don't know. Doesn't say.
Odd.
Yeah.
I know for a fact Gabby's watching. So Gabby, if you don't mind figuring out when we can get tickets and when we can go to California for D23, that'd be a really cool thing for us to do as a podcast.
I know. We talked about it, but now there's no way. I have too many
We've got
things
too
this
much going
year.
on.
Yeah.
Way too much happening this year.
So, okay, so it says there's a wait list will be available to join for a limited time following the close of ticket sales. Once the wait list
Yeah.
closes, but it doesn't say when regular sales are. I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh well.
Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, check out D23. The legends have been announced. Super exciting. Let us know what legend you would like to see be announced at D23. I think that'd be a really cool thing to kind of sound off and hear from other people who they think is deserving of a Disney Legend Award. The other bit of news I just kind of put out here was Halloween Horror Nights tickets dropped. They said, "Screw your halfway to Halloween. We're gonna give you guys what you want now."
Yeah.
Let's see. I made a little note here that said, looks like in August tickets are $114. In September they range from $88 to $114. October is $91 to $130, and November 1st, which I assume is the last Halloween Horror Nights, is $100.
That's a good
So,
day, November 1st.
is that your birthday?
It is. It is. I was looking at it, and then they have so you can get like a single night ticket, or you can get the premium Scream night,
Oh,
and that's like $400.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to pay $400 to get the crap scared out of me.
Does that include like the tour and stuff, or is that just like to bypass all the lines?
Let's see. The premium scare night includes One is for one guest for one night admission to the exclusive event. Ticket includes access to haunted houses, scare zones, live entertainment, and select attraction. Ticket also includes select all you care to enjoy food items and non-alcoholic beverages. One
Hmm.
souvenir credential and a lanyard. This must
Interesting.
be for like some serious, scary people.
Yeah, no thanks. That's not me.
Me either. They
No
have the
way,
Rip
Jose.
Tour. It's the same. It starts at $400 as well. Yeah,
There
we
is like a
a
tour
few
where you
years
can walk
ago.
throughout the houses and like see everything in the light, and I want to do that. I think that would be really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it's not like in action, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I don't like creepy stuff. I used to when I was younger, especially because November 1st is my birthday. So Halloween, back in the day when I used to be a partier, it
Yeah.
was natural to party on Halloween and go to haunted houses. Even though I was scared, but I liked it. It was fun. Now I don't care to be scared or to.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just
Not a fan.
we a couple of years ago we went the time that we went to Discovery Cove, and some people were going, and I'm like, should I go? Because I mean, like I help clients with it and stuff, and I'm like,
Right.
no, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'll just take other people's word for it.
You guys just make sure you tell me how it was. I'll be here the
Yeah,
whole
I
time.
went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party again because I was like, I'm not
Yeah,
not doing it.
we are trying to make Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party happen this year. We'll see.
Fun.
Um,
Yeah, you should do it.
yeah. I'd also be curious to have
Or
someone on. Or
go to Disneyland in October and do Oogie Boogie Bash.
oh, that also sounds great.
Yeah. Well, I thought about that today. I'm like, gosh. And actually, so I changed our flights and stuff. So Josh is actually going to come in on the 14th. So my agency trip is the 12th through the 15th. I don't really know what activities we're going to have on the 15th. It may just be like a travel home day or something, but Josh is going to come in on the 14th because the flight was better. And there's Oogie Boogie Bash on the 15th. So I think I'm going to get tickets for he and
Ooh,
I to do that.
that
Yeah.
would be really cool. Yeah.
Be fun. Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
I
I don't know how we got on that, but
no,
not.
well, I was saying that we might go to Mickey's Not So Scary this year. I'd be curious to have someone on to just like talk about Halloween Horror Nights. If you or anyone you may know is a
Yeah, I have a
fan,
lot of my agent friends that have done it.
yeah.
So I can definitely, yeah, we'll put that on the list
Well,
for when we maybe do some halfway to Halloween stuff.
yeah, that'd be a really good idea.
Got it. Take a note.
Note taken. I'm trying to get logged in here and it's not letting me log in. There we go. All right. If you are listening to us right now and you would like to listen to us on other places, we are currently live on TikTok, live on Facebook, and live on YouTube. There are several ways for you to guys to catch us live on Thursday nights, so make sure you catch us on one or all of the platforms and show us some love.
Yep. And follow our
This
Facebook group, our Facebook page, so that way you know what time we're going on. Because we have been known
yeah,
to fluctuate a little bit.
yeah, we are we're in the middle of workshopping what time is best for us. I think we're going to try and start a little earlier next week and see how it works for us, but I want to make it stick. I don't want to keep changing.
Yeah. I'm good with earlier.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to send Gabby a message. All right, so this week we are talking about spring break. It is absolutely spring break season. I like to safely assume that anytime during March or April is spring break season.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in full swing right now.
Yeah, I
Everywhere
think
is
that was a
packed.
lot of the airport traffic last week too, with spring break had already started.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but definitely.
Yep.
Um, you know, just because your school has spring break doesn't mean that everyone's spring break is that week. So, just trying to think about what spring break looks like to other people and how it'll impact your travel plans is kind of the angle we were looking to conversate about tonight. Gosh, I can't see
Yeah, because I know we were
anything.
trying to, yeah, we were trying to plan something. I don't, maybe last year had to. Well, I guess it had to be a couple of years now because Braden was in college in Lafayette, which is about 2.5 hours from here,
Uh huh.
and Olivia was in high school, and like even the college and the high school didn't have the same spring break, so like we
Mm,
couldn't coordinate a trip, with all four of us because somebody was in school.
yeah,
So even
definitely.
within your own state, it could be different.
Yeah, I remember. I used to work at the Children's Museum around here a couple years ago, and one year they just tasked me with figuring out when spring break was for every school around the city, and that really like opened my eyes to the fact that like it's not just 1 or 2 weeks because some schools get 2 weeks for spring break, and I think that's great. But when
Oh
you're
wow.
when you're when you're working at the parks or you're in a hospitality atmosphere, it wears on you for a couple weeks at a time. So
Yeah.
in all of this, I will also say like be nice, have patience, say please and thank you. It's not that hard. Um, because
Yeah.
you're seeing surface level what everything looks like to everyone else. So,
Yeah, and when you think
um,
about too, April, you also or March, depending on where it falls, you also have Easter in the midst of that too.
oh yeah,
And so if you're hitting a theme park, then you're really going to feel the impacts from spring break and also from like Easter crowds. And I don't think Easter's as crowded as say Thanksgiving or Christmas, but you know, it anytime kids are out of school, it's you're going to get more crowded in those places.
yeah, and like some people, that's the only time they can go. Like we were
Yeah.
comfortable holding the kids out of school for a couple days to sacrifice the
Some
chaos.
of
Like
the yeah.
yeah, like we knew that if we held them out for a couple days, we'd have a much more enjoyable time on vacation than if we went with literally everyone else. So just kind of keeping that
Yeah.
in mind, and not only how do like everyone's going, which is driving up the price, but it's also driving up like the crowd calendars and stuff like that. So it's just good to
Mhm.
keep an eye on like not only pricing and how that works, but also those Walt Disney World crowd calendars. Does Universal have a crowd calendar? Do we know?
Mhm. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
well, maybe not universal, but there are sites that put it out there.
yeah,
I don't want to say who
definitely
it is, but yeah.
say it. I'm just kidding. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Well, only because it also is now like a travel. I think they do travel business stuff too. So
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah, I'll tell you
Um,
later.
I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat. Do you have anything else for like crowds and pricing and kind of just thinking about spring break in general when it comes to to planning a vacation?
Well, I guess it depending on the destination, but still, like you always want to, whether it's spring break or not, but you always want to book as soon as you can, especially like for theme parks. It's Disney's a $200 deposit. Universal is usually a $50 per person. Like if you have an idea that you may excuse me, you may want to go. I know I thought I was about to have a coughing attack. um just book it as soon as you are considering it. You always can get your money back if you decide to cancel, but
Yep.
don't wait. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to wait and see if the price goes down. The price is
Don't
not
do
going to
that.
go down. No, a lot of these things have dynamic pricing. So the more it sells, the more, the price is going to go up. Flights are good for that. I always book my flights as soon as they open because
Yeah.
you can always reprice it. If they do go down, you reprice it and you can get flight credits back or whatever. But I always say book when, as far out as you can because You don't want to wait till the last minute. And then if you're doing something like, like Olivia and her friends, every year, they usually go around Labor Day, but they're doing a spring break trip this year.
Oh,
And they're going to the beach. But even with that, like condos and, places that you typically book, those are the weeks that are going to sell out. And so, you definitely want to get what you want to get. So you get it, book it as soon as you are considering it.
yeah. We are currently in this weird situation with our flights. Like they've been pretty high, but I've been watching the Google flight tracker and it says they're going to get lower and we're less than 3 months out now. So we're like, all right, at what point do we just pull the trigger here? Because it's still high, but we're getting really close to when we need to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, booking as soon as you can does help. But I will say, like, the Google flight tracker does provide good insight to like when you should book your flights and how prices are averaging out right now as well.
Yeah. I guess I always plan way in advance anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not out of character for me. Um, but I'm always afraid. I don't know. Like even yesterday, I was looking at flights for our October trip and trying to figure out because I'm going to go up before with the agency trip, and then Josh is going to meet me there. So we were
Right.
looking at a flight, and I'm like, okay, there's a nonstop flight. You can get in, like midday, but I didn't book it. And so when I went back today, I'm like, now it's not showing a midday flight. Like he wouldn't get in until
Oof.
8 o'clock at night, which is why we booked him the day before. So you
Right.
you run the risk too of flights booking up. That's kind of why I go with it. But yeah, but
Yeah,
there's a
we
lot of resources out there to help you make the
and
right
the best
decision.
resource is your friendly neighborhood travel agent, Lori Talamo.
That would be me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, if you have any questions along the way or anything we say tonight sparks any interest in you wanting to not only plan a trip for spring break, but outside of spring break, reach out to Lori and she will help you with any travel needs that you may or may not require.
Yes, I will.
Or she'll tell
I
you
have
no. Who
clients
knows?
actually going the first week in April. And she's like, I mean, but she knows going in, that's the only time they could go. And so she's like, it is what it is. They got their lightning lanes, and she's like, you know, we'll do everything else. And actually, they go to Disneyland a lot. So it's her first time going, their first family trip in a while to Disney World. So she's like, she prioritized the things that Disneyland doesn't have.
Mm,
And so I was like, that
that's
was pretty
smart.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like what Disneyland doesn't have. And I was going to say like Flight of Passage, but they're getting some type of Avatar something soon, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Not
think
really sure.
Slinky Dog. I don't think they have Slinky Dog. I can't
Mm,
remember. We went through some of the different ones. And there's some that are different. Like I know they have Tiana's, but I think it's a little different. But she wasn't prioritizing that one. I don't remember which ones, but yeah.
right. Yeah. Alrighty. Going back to like, the parks and how that kind of plays out. Do you want to lay out like what each park looks like during spring break and how you should plan accordingly for that? It's segment
Like,
3.
oh, like the top destinations. Okay. I was like, wait, where are we going with
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So like you mean like within each one or just Disney versus Universal versus
Yeah, like if you're thinking of going to Disney during spring break, you should anticipate like high crowds, high stress. You're definitely going to need to plan out your days. Maybe a spreadsheet, maybe not a spreadsheet. Lori will happily put together a spreadsheet for you. You're definitely going to need lightning lanes and all of this. Dining
yeah.
plans will probably be your friend here because you're not having to necessarily like think about where you're going to eat. You know your parameters and what you're spending for that.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that I do, and I did it with her before she even, was looking at her lightning lanes. We had a couple of calls, and so I went through a bunch of different crowd calendars that I use just to kind of get ideas of what each park crowd looked like each day. And so, and which again, this is all just information that they're pulling from past. So it may not necessarily be accurate, but kind of gives you a little bit of help in a picture of what parks to do on what days. Because if it's looking like it's a crowd, like there's Magic Kingdom's a 9, but it's showing Animal Kingdom a 4, then I would pick Animal Kingdom for that day. The problem is usually Hollywood Studios and Epcot, believe it or not, a lot of times those have the highest numbers, but that's because they have the fewest rides. Even though Animal Kingdom has probably fewer rides, but
there's more like space.
There's other experiences and and space and stuff. So definitely, look at the by day which ones have high demand. If you are going to make dining reservations, it also helps you out. It also kind of helps if you have park hoppers though, because you could always pivot in the morning. Like, oh, if it looks too crowded, like when you make dining reservations, then you kind of have to stick to that park for that day. You can't make a game day change and say, this looks like it's going to be too crowded, we're going to go somewhere else. So you just got to be mindful of strategies and pivoting when you get in those situations.
Yeah, definitely. Those lightning lanes kind of lock you into where you're gonna go for the day, and it's hard to pivot from that for sure.
Yeah, and same thing with Universal. What's different is unless you can do the Premier Pass. Well, no, because you can't park hop with that, so it's still gonna put you in the same situation.
Right.
At Disney. I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden. Universal is a little different because you get the Express Pass, and then you don't have to like book a time. You just go in. And I can tell you for the longest time, my family has never used Express Pass because we would never buy it because it's expensive. However, I used it on one of my trips and I'm like, oh my gosh, it saves so much time. So if you can, like stay in one of the premier resorts where you get the free Express Pass, or if you can budget to have the Express Pass, it definitely helps because, you don't have to wait in the longer lines.
And how much is the Express Pass?
It's, it's the same. It kind of depends on the timing that you go, but it could be a couple $100 a person a day.
That's what I thought. Yeah, if you're staying at a deluxe, I'm not sure what Universal labels them, you get a free Express Pass, which is super cool. But if you're not staying there, the Express Passes can get quite expensive.
Yeah, and and those resorts are expensive too. But what a lot of people do, you could do like a split stay one night at a signature resort, have the Express Pass for those park days, and then switch to another resort, and then at least if you had, because I still feel like Universal, even with having Epic Universe now, is a 3-day maximum, unless you want to do Epic twice. But so if you have a couple of nights in a signature resort, do Express Passes for those days, and then switch resorts and have a couple of days, maybe have an off day. At least you've gotten to do everything with the Express Pass once, and then have another day without it. So
I do love a good off day.
Yeah, I haven't had one of those yet, but one of these days.
In life or at a park?
Yeah, both. Now, I've had many off days in life. Bethany's saying it's worth it, and actually, it was with them that I first did the Express Pass. So it's definitely worth it. She tells a story, and I don't know if she told it. No, because we talked about Turks, but she told a story once about her, like with her family. The first time they got it, and it was a little expensive, but she told her husband, don't worry about how much it costs, you'll see later. And then they saw the benefits when they did what's the new Harry Potter ride in Epic?
Ministry of Magic.
Yes, they just rolled past all the people that were waiting in line for 2 hours, and she's like, you're welcome.
Suckers.
So yeah, so it's definitely worth it.
Bethany, hi, we miss you. We gotta have you back on soon again.
Yes. Bethany has done Halloween Horror Nights, I think. So
Ooh, does she
we can
enjoy
pull her in.
Halloween Horror Nights? Yeah, that's the question
I
here.
I don't think so. She waited for 20 minutes, yeah, versus 2 hours. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
sure if she's
amazing.
a fan of Halloween Horror Nights or not. I don't think so, but I think she did it. She was better than me on that trip because she did that while I went to the Mickey's party.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Um, say I want to go on a cruise and not go to Universal or Disney. Is that better?
I feel like it has to be. Like I haven't done a cruise for spring break. She doesn't enjoy Halloween Horror Nights, but I still have fun. Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, she's a good sport. I feel like it's got to be better. I mean, depending on which cruise line you choose, the days of cruise is an experience that you're going to get. A 3, 4, 5 day cruise is going to be more party type cruise, a different atmosphere because they're usually less expensive, and so it's
Right.
more people can go. Um, if it's a longer cruise and it's a little bit more expensive, and then of course, I don't know if you ever see those TikToks where and I'm not going to be able to quote exactly what it is, but it'll be like Gen X is like, I don't know, Carnival. I don't even know what Gen X is, but
Oh yeah,
like the
yeah.
different generations, like the older people will be like Royal Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it just kind of depends on the experience. But the good thing about that with the cruise, and even, we have the all inclusives in there too, is that you get on the ship. You don't have to worry about it. Your food is all there. You're going to get something to eat. You have, if you go in the main dining room to eat dinner, you don't have to worry about waiting in line. Getting a random phone call. Um, you don't have to worry about getting reservations anywhere. You just go to the dining room at your assigned time and you can eat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that you could just walk up to, the buffets at different restaurants, just depending on, again, the cruise line. So I feel like it's not going to, even if the ship is crowded, the ships are always crowded and they're big enough to where you really don't feel the impact as much as if you would in a park. What's happening?
You're good. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. It's like something's going on. Yeah. So I feel like you would not feel the intense crowd. But I don't know if anybody's been on a cruise on spring break, and feel free to chime in. But I feel like it has to be better than like a theme park vacation for sure.
I feel like once you get to your port and everyone goes to the beach, maybe that's when it feels a little more crowded. But as far as like,
Yeah.
being on the ship, it probably feels the same as any other time because I feel like those ships are probably capped at a lower number than any type of theme park is.
Right.
So that helps with
Yeah.
crowds.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that, like you said, the beach is getting crowded. This is so funny. Okay, so I just got a random text. I mean, a random phone call. And then it's I get these all the time. This is Morgan. We've been waiting to get in touch with you to tell you that your loan is approved. Like, Morgan,
Oh,
I didn't,
congratulations.
yeah, thanks. Can I have it for free? Because I didn't apply for a loan.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so,
My favorite is like, hi, Emily. Are you coming to the cookout on Thursday?
yeah.
And I'm a sucker for those kinds of things. I know it's spam. And I know they're probably selling my
So
phone number, but
you
I'm going to act
engage?
like Emily. Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's funny. I usually just delete and mark it as spam.
Sometimes I do. I should be better about it, but yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
I'll engage.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
we talked about cruises. You kind of hit on all inclusives, but especially after your trip to Turks and Caicos during spring break, did you feel the spring breakness of it when you were there?
no, not at all. Maybe the airports were super crowded. And even when we were flying out of Turks on Sunday, one of the I don't know what they called, one of the people that was working in the terminal said that
Like the gate
Saturday was
agent?
yeah, because the Turks airport is super small. So like on the bottom floor, there's like really hardly anywhere to sit. There's like, a little bit of chairs. And then upstairs, there's a lot, but upstairs is really just, there's like a bar, restaurant bar, and like a little shop, and then chairs. But it was so packed. So I went downstairs, I guess about 40 minutes before, which I don't know why I went down so early, and there was nowhere to sit. And I didn't, so at this airport, they don't have elevators. So I had to carry my luggage up the stairs. So I was like, I'm not going back upstairs. So I just sat on the floor in the airport because there was nowhere to sit. So
The podcast princess does not carry her luggage upstairs.
yeah, I had to.
How dare
I
you.
was not feeling very princessy at that airport, or that whole airport experience.
I was
Travel
gonna say that whole
experience.
day and the next.
Yeah, the whole day was not. But I didn't feel like it was crowded at all at the resort. And even, and I think we talked about it too, even with it being a family. And look, I don't have anything wrong with kids. Like, kids don't bother me places. Everybody knows I love the kids. But even though it's a family resort, like I never felt, Bethany and I talked about it. Like, we, of course, at the water park area, because that's where the kids were hanging out, there was a lot of kids.
Right.
But even then, I mean, I went down on water slides a few times. I didn't feel like, yeah, that was fun.
It's very anti-Lori.
Very anti-Lori. I do like water slides though. So I took one for the team and did it. But it didn't feel like overrun to where it was crazy busy. Like, every time we went to the bar, we were able to go right up. We never really waited. Now the dining was a little lagging, but that could just be general. I don't know, because it wasn't really busy in the restaurants when we were there. So I don't think, and I don't know, that was my first all-inclusive experience. So I don't know if that's, the norm or not, but it definitely didn't feel crowded.
I feel like we're just really keying in on this Turks and Caicos thing, but I guess my question, which is completely unrelated, is that like a newer resort?
I don't think it's newer. Well, they just, they added that Treasure Beach Village. So that part of it is new. But
still, you'd
and
think it'd be crowded for like a spring break.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also it just opened. Like, I think it was still, because we got to do like an exclusive preview, but it was open. I think it just opened though, because it's already fairly booked. Because Bethany had some quotes that she was trying to do, some very specific rooms, and they were already booked out through next year for the rooms.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you can get some. This client was looking for a very specific room type, and I don't think there's as many. So you could still book it, but that one section is very new. It just opened.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
how do we avoid the crowds is the big question here. You put on here the busiest travel days are Friday through Sundays for departures and returns. And in my mind, the Fridays through the Sundays are also the more expensive days to check into your hotel as well.
yeah.
So I always try and keep that in mind when booking our travel. Like, if I arrive on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, it's going to be a lot cheaper than flying in on like a Friday or a Sunday or a Saturday.
Yeah, well, when in January, that's why I went, when we were doing Olivia's cheer trip, we usually go Thursday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
But flying in Tuesday and staying Tuesday to Tuesday, even having a hotel for extra couple of nights, like, it was way cheaper to fly in Tuesday to Tuesday. So it definitely, definitely is more expensive on the weekends. And even that, and I know I'm going back to it, but that's just because, I just had the conversation with the lady, but she said Saturday is way worse, like, out of that airport. And it's too, because it's small.
Right.
But the weekends, because, people are off of work. Most people don't work on Saturday and Sunday. So, it's good to try to have your vacation go on those days, because you're taking less vacation from work. But it's better to try to not fly on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or travel on those days,
Yeah.
To just kind of have it maybe in the middle of your trip.
Definitely. Yeah. Keeping in mind that, It is so ideal. It's so cool to leave school on that Friday before spring break starts and start your vacation then. But just also keeping in mind that that is pure chaos for everyone else as well, because you are not the only one with that plan.
Yeah. As my high schooler who is not going to school tomorrow, it doesn't have anything to do with leaving. They're not leaving to go to their beach trip until Sunday. But yeah. I mean, I'm like, you're gonna be off all next week, but whatever. They having some
Yeah.
they do like the high school Olympics and like all the classes, like they have these games and they compete against. She doesn't do any of that. So she's like, why am
Of
I gonna
course
just
not.
go sit and watch? Yeah. So, but it's funny you said that because she's starting her break early.
That is funny. I mean, she's just driving to the beach, so that's not, as big as like
Yeah.
traveling and flying and
Yeah,
everything
no.
else.
Yeah, we did that. Well, it wasn't spring break. It was what it was. It was in March on our very first Disney trip. I had the bright eight. We were supposed to leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I had the bright idea, let's leave, and after, so I did. I checked the kids out of school. We got off of work early and we hit the road and it was a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So definitely don't recommend.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, though.
Yeah.
To go along with that, if you're going to the airport, get there early. Make sure you got all your IDs, your baggage, everything like that. Make sure you checked in. Get that morning flight. Don't take the Friday evening flight because A, you're more susceptible to be delayed, and
Yep.
B, everyone else is taking that Friday evening flight as well.
Yes. And I highly recommend TSA pre-check.
Yeah,
Like it
same.
is, I mean, it's a little expensive. I don't even remember how much it is, like a hundred
I think it's
bucks
only
maybe.
yeah for 5 years.
But right, it's for 5 years and it's so worth it
Yeah,
because you look, depending on the airport too, like you're almost like the express pass. You're kind of cutting through and you're watching all these people wait in line forever. And it used some of the benefits too used to be that you didn't have to take your shoes off, which I
right.
know now no one has to take their shoes off, but you don't have to take your electronics out of your bags. It's just so much easier. Just put everything on the thing, go through, and it's much faster,
Yeah,
way
and you don't have
faster.
to like fumble around for your boarding pass either. You just show them your ID and they check their
And they,
system and you move along.
yep,
Yeah, that is
it's
I do
amazing.
love. Also, along with pre-check though, is Clear now. And
Yeah,
in some cases, Clear gets you through quicker than TSA pre-check does. I know I'm sitting in the Orlando airport, 4 people deep, but the Clear people just keep coming through in front of
yeah.
me.
One time I didn't realize that pre-check didn't print on my boarding pass, and I was already at the
Whoops.
airport. I was so mad because I was like, I'm not getting in line. So I hurried up and I did like the free trial of Clear so I could get
Yeah,
through. Because
smart.
yeah, I was like, I'm not a peasant anymore. Not waiting with the peasants.
Yeah, I need to get Gab signed up for TSA pre-check. And
Yes, do that.
if none of that is your jam, just drive. Sometimes it's cheaper if you just want to
Yeah,
drive, especially if you've got more than one kid. Driving's
right.
probably the easiest solution. Pack some snacks, get some DVDs, and just drive.
Yeah, we toss it around so much when we
So
go
do
into
we.
Orlando. And I'm like, "Ugh, I feel like we're bougie now. We don't want to drive it. But then I'm like, gosh, but then that's like, because there's four of us. And most of the time,
Right.
like if we bring someone else, which I mean, other people can pay for their own tickets, but it's like, an extra $1,000 for four people to fly. Um, used to be cheaper, but now that
Yeah.
Southwest has changed their structure, it's been a little bit more expensive. So, but I don't know. But after my driving in the Penske truck for 10 hours, I feel like I could do it now in the car. I'm like, okay, maybe we can drive sometimes and save a little bit of money.
I am unstoppable in this box truck.
Yes. The only thing is that it's, a lot of, well, especially now, not Olivia, but, Josh and Braden and I, if Braden comes with us, we all work full time now. So it's
Yeah.
to drive, you have to take extra days off because you got to account for a whole day of driving.
Yeah.
Um, so, but it definitely can save money. And you can break it up, like if you have the time or if it's summer, drive. We did that the first time we drove to Tallahassee and did like I don't even remember what it's called, like the little caves along the way. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Made like a little extra trip out of it. So
Yeah. And I mean, you've got 4 people in your home that can drive, so you don't even have to stop at a hotel as long as you can knock yourself out in the car.
yeah, Daddy Josh is the driver. He's good. Because I'm like, look, if you want me to drive, I need to drive first. Because
Yeah.
once I'm riding, I'm out. I'll sleep. And so
Yeah.
and I get sleepy. Except the first time when we drove in 2014 on the ride home, he was sick. He was like running fever and not feeling well. And he just wanted to get home. So he drove, I think we left at like 5 o'clock in the morning, but didn't stop until like almost 2. I was like, I had to beg him. I'm like, we're all starving. Like, you have to stop this vehicle.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
we stopped and got some food. And then I drove the rest of the way home. Cause at that point he was like, but he just didn't feel good and he just wanted to get home. So he was just trucking.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gab and I are always advocates for driving. I feel like we've drove to Florida just as much as we've flown to Florida, so if it makes sense, it makes sense, and I think it's smart. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if it saves you some money, do it.
That's some money you can use to make a droid instead of fly on a plane. So,
Right. Or eat some good food and
yeah.
snacks.
Girl math.
Yep.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And the one thing I think everyone can agree with is just because it's busy doesn't mean you're in for a bad time.
Right. Yeah.
Good.
As long as you don't set your expectations too high. Especially if you go in blindly, not doing any research, and you get to your destination and it's packed and you're like, oh my gosh, this is awful. Then I can understand where, that's a bad experience. So I don't recommend anyone, any destination, whether it be theme parks, cruises, wherever. Do some research, get a travel agent that can research for you and help you out.
Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with.
I was behind you this whole time.
Yes.
I was behind you.
Yeah, no, I'm like, don't go in blindly. Oh, that's where I was going. Like, because if you don't know when you go in, then it's an awful experience. But if you are prepared and you make a conscious decision to still go during that time and say, whatever we get to do, then you have a better experience. Just, like you said, sometimes even, of course it's fun. And we always go back to the theme parks. It's fun going to these places and riding the rides and experiencing the things. But sometimes just being in the atmosphere, especially that's what I always say about Disney. Like, it's just walking through the gates just changes your whole outlook. It just makes you happy. And well, it can be bad. You can have bad experiences if you let it.
Yeah.
And then on the Universal side, it's just fun. It's thrilling. It's exciting. So you get your adrenaline pumped. But you have to go pack your patience and
Pack your patient
know.
pants.
Yes, pack your patient pants. I couldn't get it out. Say that 5 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're planned and you know that it's going to be like my client who said, we know we're going at a bad time, but this is when we can go, and we'll get done what we can get done. Then it's not going to be a bad experience. You just go and have a good time.
Yeah. And I always say, always have a plan B. Things aren't going to work out the way you want them to 100% of the time. So always
Right.
be comfortable with the backup. And also, don't be embarrassed to go back to your room.
Mm-mm.
Like, everyone wants to be at the parks all day because they're spending the money to be at the parks. But if everyone's in a bad mood and they just want to go hang out at the pool, then go hang out at the pool.
Go hang out. Yeah. Take a nap.
Get everyone out of that atmosphere. Do what everyone wants to do. Make everybody happy again. And then go back.
Yep, exactly. Regroup. That's what I always say. Of course we're adults. We like taking naps. So it's like, I'm fine going back to the room, taking an hour nap, and then just feeling refreshed. So that way we can go back.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes we get back to the room to take a nap and we're like, you know what? We're not going to go back. We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's not
go
worth it.
get some dinner, just hang around, So just
I literally.
do, yeah, yeah. Gosh, they were like all the way on the other side of the house too. Um, yeah, just you have to pick your battles. And if the battle is happening and somebody's not happy, then just pivot. If not, it's
You're
just
not gonna
gonna
win them all.
no, not at
All
all.
right.
And we talk a lot about Disney, but it's even like at the beach. Sometimes you're out at the beach and it's hot and the sun
Yeah.
is beating on you and you get drained and they're hungry and they don't, sand's all in everybody's face. Go back to the hotel, go back to the condo, reset, take a little, get
Yeah.
out of the sun. The sun can make you feel drained too and just
Go
exhausted.
shopping. Do anything.
Go, yeah, we do that a lot. Like we spend a little bit of time at the beach, and then we get dressed and we go to the little, whatever the area is where they have the shops
Right.
and
Yeah.
stuff to do, and just kind of walk around. We don't
Yeah.
usually stay at the beach all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a
Daddy
little
Josh
strip mall they
Burns,
have.
yeah,
Daddy Jo-
he usually doesn't hang out at the. It's usually me and Olivia. Like we would go lay on the beach, and he kind of stays in the condo on the balcony. He'll come out
Yeah.
there a little bit, but anyway, yeah, you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta just pivot.
Yeah. You have to live comfortably in the unknown for those types of
Yep.
situations for sure.
Yep.
Last segment we have here is pro tips and the mistakes that we made that we want to tell you to avoid. Don't wait too long, which is currently what I'm doing for my flights in June.
Yeah. You haven't
if
booked your
you,
flights for June, but I have already booked my flights for October.
yeah, no, they're supposed to get low in the next like 2 or 3 weeks, so we're
Yeah.
kind of trying to hold out. Cause I booked my flights for January. Gabby was like, when they go below, I think it was like $120. Like, let me know. But Google said they were gonna go as low as like $70. So when they got to 120, I was like, all right, let's do it. Cause I got nervous. And then
Mm-hmm.
like 2 or 3 weeks later, they went down to $70. I was like, wow, I should have just waited.
Dang. So, because it was Spirit.
Yeah, I think it was Spirit and Frontier.
So with that one, can you reprice like you can with Southwest?
I
Or
doubt
no?
it. I
Mm,
doubt it. So
gotcha.
like we're at the point now where we're like, okay, it's pretty low, but I'm like, if we just give it like 2 more weeks, maybe it'll drop a little more.
Yeah.
So don't be me. Don't wait too long. Just book your flights.
Yeah.
Also, don't be me and use a travel agent. Lori's an excellent travel agent. I've never used her as one because I've only known her for a few months, but
A few
I do know
months.
that
It's
she's
been
a.
at least a year now, right?
Has it?
Well, actually, I think April, because I
Oh,
think
that's
you came
right.
on. You came on the
Mhm.
show in April when we were talking about Animal Kingdom.
That's
So
right.
whenever Animal Kingdom's birthday is, that's when it was.
Isn't it April 25th? Because it's Earth Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So almost.
Yeah. But definitely use a travel agent. That's the biggest mistake everyone makes is not using a travel agent. So you should use one yourself.
Yes.
Don't underestimate the crowds. I always get made fun of because whenever we decide to do something, I always just assume it's going to be busy and it's never busy. But never
It's
underestimate it.
yeah. I'll say that's better than being the opposite.
Yeah. I do get to the airport like 3 hours early because I don't want to underestimate TSA or the
Yeah.
crowds. You and I, we went to Disney in January. It was freezing cold, and we underestimated the crowds for getting to the bus that morning. We were like, "Oh, the bus will be there at 7:15 or 7:30. We'll roll in at 7:15. No one's gonna be there. It'll be cold." What happened? The bus line was packed.
Yeah, it was.
So, Bethany coming in the clutch here. She says April 22nd is Earth Day. That's
22nd.
my 1 year Going Beyond the Castle podcast anniversary.
Aw, we're gonna have to celebrate.
I know. Are you coming here or am I going there
You and Gabby come here and we'll go get beignets.
for the Beignet Festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her about that. Overpacking
overpacking.
schedules. Yeah, I think we kind of hit on this in the last segment, but don't stress everybody out. Don't jam pack your schedule too much. Always leave room for naps and breaks and everything else for sure.
Definitely. Having a
Um,
plan, but not over planning.
yes, it's almost like you put those two next to each other on purpose.
Yeah. I used to be an over planner. I do plan still because I need, you need a plan where you're going to eat, things like that. Um, but I don't spreadsheet it like breakfast, lunch, dinner, what we're wearing like I used to do. Trying to because I had to pivot. Like I would be fine with that, but my family is not fine with that, and it stresses them out.
Yeah.
So I want us to go and have a good time. So I'm like, I'm not going to overplan. We have a few things that we know we have to do, but we can pivot and do different things throughout the dates until we get to those points. So
Right.
yeah,
We talked about flexibility being the key to all of your travel plans, being comfortable in the chaos and, being comfortable making a pivot when you need to for sure.
yeah. This one
Tra-
is key.
yeah, talk to me about travel protection because I don't know too much about it. So you're the expert here.
Okay, and I shouldn't admit this, but I will admit it. I usually do not get travel protection
Me either.
because I'm like, okay, what I don't know. I just don't think of it like, or I'm like, well, I'll just move my trip. Like I'm not going to cancel. Well, and it just also has reminded me that I forgot to call still. Um, but with my trip that just happened, one of the requirements was to have travel protection. So I actually bought an annual plan. So we have
Nice.
an affiliation with Travel Insured. So I have a Travel Insured account, and so I went in, as a client and not the travel agent, and bought a annual plan because I knew I had the Turks trip.
Oh, that's
I
smart.
have Olivia's senior cruise coming up in June.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have Disney in December, and then another cruise in January. So I was like, it'll cover all of my trips. So glad that I did because now, for one, I was able to get um the airfare refunded because it was their fault. So like they actually refunded and didn't give me travel credits. However, there was an extra night in the hotel that I wasn't planning for. And so now I'm going to call the travel company and see if, which I'm pretty sure they will cover that because it was unplanned due to the weather and everything. So
Right.
one thing we cannot guarantee is like we can't tell clients. I'll have a lot of people that will ask, is this going to be covered? Is this going to be covered? We're not insurance agents, so we can't guarantee what's going to be covered, but you can call the travel companies, and also they'll have, like they'll have in the link, you can get more information on things that could be covered.
Right.
But you don't know. I mean, it covers a lot of stuff too. So it doesn't, a lot of people feel like, oh, if it's my trip got canceled, but like if you're in a trip and something happens and you have like a medical emergency or things like that, there's so many things that travel protection is important for that from now on I will always get, like I'm going to purchase the annual plan for Josh and Olivia as well because we have those 2 cruises that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it is very important, um to have that. And thankfully, and also the Penske truck. I wish I
Oh
would have said the
yeah.
name of it, but I said that too late now.
Oof.
The moving truck, like that was an expense that I wasn't planning on having to pay. And
Uh-huh.
so I don't know if the travel protection would cover that, or not, but I was able to get that rectified some other kind of way. So I don't have to worry about it at this moment. But all those things, if I would have had to rent a car, all of these things, because they were not expected due to the weather, and travel plans got changed. So
Right.
very
Now,
important.
now is that as far as like what they'll cover? Is that either they'll cover or they won't cover, or will they cover like a portion of it? Like how does that
No, I
work?
think I think portions of it could be covered depending on what's aligned with the policy.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So they might
And
be
as
like,
far
no, like a Penske truck was not in, like that's not part of something that we would cover because
a moving
who
truck.
rents rents a moving truck to drive home in? I don't, but it's the only thing that was available. So I don't know if that would have been covered,
Right. Yeah.
um, or not. But it's definitely worth it because you never know.
And then the other question I had on this, because I am also terrible and never get travel protection as well, is it smarter to sign up for like an annual travel protection plan, or is it smarter to go with whatever plan is recommended to you via, whatever airline or company you're booking with?
So, gosh, that one's a tough one because it
Sorry.
depends. There's certain suppliers that I will not recommend their travel protection.
Oh,
Um because of the coverage. It's the coverage is not going to cover those types of things. A lot of times, like, so for instance, Disney, Universal, you don't book your flights with them. So if you get your travel protection with them, then your something happens with your flight's not covered. So
right.
if you get, and that's why we recommend, like a policy like Travel Insured, because that covers your whole trip, not just pieces and parts of it. And so, yeah, and like Bethany's saying, if like the annual plan only makes sense if you have multiple trips in a year. If not, they have other policies that you could get, even with Travel Insured. There's other companies too that you can use where it's very, trip specific. Like if you have one
Yeah.
trip, you can get, like they have like a theme park based trip or like, stuff like that. But yeah, if you have multiple trips, then it definitely makes sense to, to get the annual plan.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, but so it just depends on the supplier itself versus getting an outside plan. Some people use it like specific credit cards have travel protection too.
Yeah,
So if they're
I've
using
noticed
a
that.
credit card, yeah, then it may cover the trip and then you don't need to get the extra.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think we could probably do a whole episode on travel protection, and I think it would be very knowledgeable for me and other people. So we'll have to kind of put that on the radar, and of course, invite Bethany.
Yeah.
All right, so definitely get your travel protection.
Gotta
Don't
make a note on that too.
skimp out on it. Last tip, and it's what I've preached this whole episode, is use your friendly neighborhood travel agent, Lori Talamo. She obviously is up to speed on all the travel insurance things, all the traveling trends. She's very fluent in how the airports look right now during spring break and during this TSA chaos.
Yes.
And she's always talking to me about, theme park deals and everything like that. I'll text her and be like, "Hey, this really cool theme park deal." And she's like, "Yeah, I wanted to tell you 3 days ago, but I couldn't." So she's got all the intel. Definitely utilize that part of your life.
Yeah. And what was I going to Oh, so, and I'll tell you as a travel agent too, like I'm very comfortable with theme parks, cruises, all inclusives. A lot of people like, "Oh, can you do this?" I can do anything. But if it's something that
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
can.
comfortable doing, yeah. If it's something that I'm not comfortable doing, then I'm not going to book that for a client. However, I have friends like Bethany and I have Lori and Stephanie and other people within my agency that do, because some of them, this is their full-time job. For me, it's a part-time job. So they do more things. So always reach out. And if it's not something that I'm comfortable booking myself, I will definitely give you, put you in line with one of my friends who is well versed and can help you with that. Because the last thing I want to do is send someone somewhere and then it's a place where they go and get robbed or worse.
Whoa,
So
whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah. So
We're
like I'm not
doomsday
gonna
prepping here.
wait, what?
I said we're preparing for doomsday here.
Yeah. So don't worry. We have a travel buddy that will take care of you for any destination.
Definitely, definitely. Is this a spring break episode, or is this just me gassing up your travel agency? I can't tell
Both.
anymore. Yeah.
Go for it.
Um,
It's
do you
so
have
funny
anything else?
because on TikTok camera, Callie is like all in it.
I
Like
know.
she's so up close.
I'm so over it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of fighting it. Remember when she just clawed the crap out of me on TikTok Live the other night?
Yes.
Little turd. All right. Um, you got anything else spring break wise?
I'm jealous that I can't go to the beach with Olivia and her friends, but
Yeah.
all the moms go. I'm the only mom not going, but we have a vacation freeze at work.
Oh,
So, due to some contract negotiations and stuff. So,
gross.
yeah. So I can't go.
I think we've done a lot of what can go wrong during spring break, but I do want to say that book the trip for spring break.
Yeah.
It will be a good time, no matter what. It'll be an unforgettable trip for you and your family. Just keep all of these things in mind, I guess, is where I would go with that.
Yep. Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining tonight. I once again had technical difficulties jumping in, so we got a little bit of a late start here, and I'm trying to kick this cat out of my live, and she just doesn't want to do it. She's like holding on for dear life.
She's gonna scratch you
Um,
again.
I know, that's why I'm just letting it happen.
Yeah.
Like I said at the top of the hour, if you're new here, thanks for joining. You can find us on any type of social media at Going Beyond the Castle Podcast, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we're out there. We also have a website, goingbeyondthecastle.com. Now Callie is all in the live. Man, if you guys aren't watching us on TikTok live, you are getting a show from my cat.
Yeah.
If you have any trouble finding us anywhere, we have a Beacons channel that just kind of lists everywhere we are. It's beacons.ai/going beyond the castle. We look forward to talking to you guys every week, every Thursday, right here on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm gonna say 7:30. At 7:30 every Thursday.
All right.
So
Let's
yeah,
do it.
thank you guys so much for joining.
7:30 Eastern.
7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
6:30 Central. Yes.
And 4:30
Pacific.
Pacific. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my mom's here now. You can come and go to it. Me and Ashley and Andy and Landon. Yeah, I'm taking Landon for ice cream tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Aw, I want to come.
I'll have to FaceTime you when we hang out. All right.
Yes.
Everyone have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.